Hi everyone, Confetti here, and here are my top 10 TV shows. And only starting off with the ones I grew up in order. So, Phil of the Future is the most unpredictable and most random, being in the 21st century family vacation because the theme song explains how it's about a boy named Phil and his family on vacation from the 22nd. They're from the 26th century and they're here in modern day, right? Being oh 04. Grew up with it. And it's hilarious how Phil and his family are, getting used to regular life, but their contraptions keep getting in the way of living a regular life. Yeah, so you can watch it. I'm just talking about a little bit, but I gotta talk about when his little sister Pim, she's always trying to make things her way, have the last laugh and stuff. Well, one of the funniest is when she is pretending to be her dad, Lloyd, who's the most dedicated to doing all the work, getting the time machine working again. And, she was trying to get the keys to the cruiser from their mom, and she would give it to him. And give me 10 push-ups, soldier. And it turns out that was actually Phil. That's the mother. It's cool because Phil's best friend Keely is, part of the school announcement. She's super cool, And her best friend is so sly with high school, but just them living in our world, in our time, and Pim having the complete opposite, always trying to get on her. We'll get her to do the right thing, silly. This girl is the exact opposite of her. It's the funniest show. Next, we got The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Literally living up at the Tipton. These two twins, and their mom is a lounge singer. She's awesome. And Mr. Mosby is the manager who's always taking care of these hooligans. And we got best friend Maddie, who's dedicated. Literally, you can watch it. Because it's a TV show, right? There's so much. Who's the candy girl, works at the candy, right? We'll get snacks and candy. And to Zach, she is sweet thing. And then you got London Tipton, the daughter of the owner of the Tipton, right? Yay, her. And she's always, trying to get things done her way, but no way. I love it, So that was Sweet Life. Oh yeah, I grew up with Man, the show. Literally, it's one of the most random sketch shows ever. And I love it, because it is kind of like All That 2.0, and Amanda, she is... her own biggest fan. Amanda, please. On the Fine Amanda. So it's a hilarious sketch show. I'll take a little bit, but you can check it out. And, see how she has judged Trudy. And literally on Kids in Court, right? How dare you give them an apple for Halloween? Case dismissed. Bring out the dancing lobsters. And Moody's Point. Dawson's Creek has nothing on Moody's Point. That's all I'm going to say. There's a parody of Dawson's Creek. And it's so cool because that's where Drake and Josh got their start. And speaking of Drake and Josh coming up. So yeah, it's just a hilarious sketch show. And then one of the most random things is they would have her talking to historical figures in her jacuzzi. Literally. It was Benjamin Franklin. Oh yeah, well, it was real. Queen Elizabeth, everyone in her bathtub. Jacuzzi. Right? Man, it's kind of like All That 2.0 basically. Oh yeah, and first we got Big Time Rush, and I don't have the theme song, but this Minnesota hockey team becomes the next boy band. Awesome, they are an awesome boy band. They have so many awesome songs. Oh yeah, worldwide. Oh yeah, could be your bad boy. They got really good songs. You check them out, and it's cool because Kendall, the leader of the group, is nothing but down to our earth. And, everyone else, wants to be big in Hollywood. And he just wants to, have this awesome opportunity with his mom and his sister who come along with them to Hollywood. And they live in the Palm Springs, which is mainly for people who want to become famous. They stay there, they live there in Hollywood. And Mr. Bitters sometimes lives up to his name. He wrote it in Gustavo Rock is, the producer. His assistant Kelly keeps everything continue to be rolling on the producing schedule. It's so much fun. Like, literally, it's them being themselves and Fame trying to do what it does. But it really is like a modern day Monkeys, because it was a show first and they became a real band. It was awesome. And they have sound effects and crazy. So it is like a modern day Monkeys. So it's hilarious. The Monkeys, Oh, yeah. Of course, we got Smallville. Yeah, much more focused the beginning of the show on Smallville and how Clark grew up and kept all the powers a secret. And then he goes to Metropolis and he's not Superman yet. He's called the Blur, but season finale, series finale, so I'm going to say, and it's so cool because literally, what's happening in Metropolis this week. First, he's just in Smallville, learning everything. And then he actually is in Metropolis while everyone else has been saved. He's getting everyone else, and how they're figuring out, wow, man, the Waller's coming into this, everyone, there's so many awesome, DC staples who come into Smallville. The show, and it's so cool. Like, like a lot of drama shows. I can think of a lot of drama shows I really watched a lot, but definitely Smallville, was a big one. And then also, just very, one of the most methodical Lex Luthors, but the serious is awesome. Yeah, I love it. Interpretation. And now Drake and Josh, these stepbrothers who have the closest hug me, brother. And Battle of the Bands tie. It's so funny. At the beginning, Drake is just the coolest kid. He basically does all Battle of the Bands, gets all the girls. And then his mom marries Josh's dad. And he is the amazing Josho. And they become more than best friends. And Megan always tries to, make it everything, miserable for those boobs, she calls them. And Josh works at awesome movie theaters, so much fun. The premiere, and we can't talk about the Helen, his ball. Oh, she loves Drake. As you want, Josh, to refill that candy bar and put some more whole flavor. Favorite candy in there. And Crazy Steve has a certain schedule. He's Crazy Steve. One of the fun. I love it because their situations and their personalities are ours. I can't stop laughing. It's one of the funny all the situations. Yeah, I never have stopped laughing. Oh yeah, no. These two are going back in time. It started with Everybody Hates Chris came first, and how growing up in New York. You've got so much more than just street smarts. You got your best friend Greg. You got this young man. And it really is, I'm not sure how much is based on Chris Rock, but he is, narrating. It's one of those, somebody reflecting on their childhood stories. Just like A Christmas Story. And I'm coming to another, the only show that I watch currently, new show that I watch currently, coming up after that. But how his, mother and father, nothing but dedicated him, his brother, his sister, and how they need to, they yell, Chris! Boy, I know you ain't sleep. So literally just how he, becomes the man that he becomes. Growing up here, in Brooklyn, right? It's too much fun. Yeah, and if there's a specific episode pointed out, and there is so many. But yeah, just talk about it. So, got herself the Goldbergs, taking it a little different. Yeah, literally this awesome film fanatic, Adam Goldberg. He loves movies. He wants to be a director, right? So, so many episodes. He's, getting his friends to be the Goonies. He loves film. And his mother is nothing but the biggest mother. Oh, and she takes over again. And she just did last week. This is the only show that I still watch. A new show that I watch every week. There's some others, but this is the main one that I really watch still. And of course, you can't forget his big brother Barry. It's Big Tasty. He's the man on campus. And I can't believe it's been on as long as it has been. Because he's in college, he's becoming a doctor, Dr. Big Tate. But he's the big brother, center of attention. And then Erica's sister is a musician, so does get center of attention sometimes. But now she's studying to be a lawyer. And the father, Come home from the furniture store, drop the pants. Murray, this storyline, like, he takes off his pants. Hey, why'd you do that, you moron? And Pops, like, what is going on here? Things understood. Yeah, so it's a hilarious ensemble, and like just how these family things go on in 1980 something, because like it's literally all 80s. Because it can't be specific. Like they literally talk about anything that was So if we go to any second, it could be about Big, but then back to the beginning. They could talk about Blues Brothers and Popeye, which was 80s. Like, it could be anything that they could talk about, So it's the funniest. And, like, the funniest, and you watch it, you're ready to agree. They're back and forth. Nobody matches their back. It's so weird, like, how they literally just have these little non sequiturs where, like, they're, like, like, regularly talking, or, like, they're having, like, argument. Like, they cut back and forth so specifically, and I can't stop loving it. It's such a funny take on what everything, not just living then, but just everything that happens in your life. That's what your family. Number one, smother. Bro, it's the funniest, and that. Like rounds it up, grew up with, or like news shows, like shows that I was watching new episodes. I cannot believe Phil Future, Drake and Josh. How are they 14, 15, 16? Amanda show, right after me. With those shows I watch with them currently being on. But if I go back to my reruns, oh yeah, I love those happy days. Yeah, it's so good. Like sometimes you forget, like it's so ingrained in the 50s. And, 70s table, like, it still feels like 50s. Sometimes you forget by watching it. But hey, it's so funny how Richie, Potsy, Ralph still got it. Richie Cunningham is an awesome teenager, in the 50s. And he loves Arnold's this awesome shop where, malt shop. And Potsy is an awesome musician. Ralph still got it. He's more of a ladies' man. And you got Arthur Fonzarelli. Hey, the Fonz. Who literally dominates every competition. And just every need to, you'll go to the garage, fix the motorcycle. I'm sitting there. And defend his friends. And Richie's parents, want to make sure that you're not getting scratched this time, Richard. Oh, Richie. You need an extra oven mitt. Need an extra mitt. Did I say oven? Need an extra pair of earmuffs. Marion and Howard, his parents, so sweet. And of course, Joni. Joni. R.I.P. By the way, it's so sad. But Joni, is always. I'm telling. Unless I get to go to the drive-in. So it's such a fun ensemble. And then one day, Richie, he's not humdrum. And then this alien comes, who is more? Nanu. Oh, is this? Yeah, no. Yeah, it's not humdrum. And, yeah, Richie knows it can't be a dream. But yeah, it's so fun. And then you got Chachi, his cousin. And it's a lot funnier than sometimes you think it's gonna be. Like they were like lost and like they were like stuck at this cabin. And Ralph was trying to get all of the fig noodles. He's trying to get like all the snacks they could ration and stuff. Like it's really just how these best friends come back to Arnold's at the end. Happy day, as happy as evening. You can stay the happiest all day. So it's so funny how things cannot be anything but the happiest. I love those happy days. And then almost lastly, we got those good times. Oh yeah, and literally surviving. Oh, this one is all about surviving. In Chicago. Literally this family, the whole show is about them, getting better opportunities living in this apartment in Chicago, right? So you have the Evans family, father's James, mother's Florida. You got one and only JJ, who's an artist, and Michael, who's full of people. And Thelma, who later becomes a writer and is very talented, and like how they survive. But it's so funny because this show is all about like trying to make it, right? And then the Jeffersons is like, they made it. They've already made it stuff. And these are just 10 of my favorite shows. There's so many other shows. And here I am. There's so many other shows I love. Who doesn't love, that she's gonna find out that she's not unfabulous. There's so many shows. Oh, that's the Classified. Shows I grew up with. And you remember the year I was born in. That's what I grew up with. In the 2000s. So I love them. Yeah, and there's so many shows like Little Romeo. Like nobody talks about it. Yeah, and I love Victoria. So many shows I love. But last for here, yeah, we know how they became the Brady Bunch. Yeah, sadly, these two widows, they were widows, sadly, but so that they got married. And Mike, the dad, of course, the husband, had 3 awesome sons. The mother, Carol, has 3 awesome daughters. And they're about the same age. Like the oldest is like, and then the one and only Alice, who could be their housekeeper, keeps everything under control every day, but for us, every week. And it's just so much fun how random it can be. With wanting to keep yourself separate from your sisters. Bobby wanting to run away, but how they have the funniest, jokes and funny, awesome little phrases that they say. And the family stays together, every single bunch of episode. Bunches of needing to stay together. Examples in the episode, and then, they become the super plotters and there's the sunshine there, Yeah. It's so cool. You got to be in love. The love I love song. I love songs like these where it's fun life lessons. It's fun. There's just so many fun things that happen. Yeah, and I love it. And I love that the 60s, 70s music. I love it, it's so much fun. So please let me know in the comments, what are some of your favorite shows ever? Either you had Nick at Night. There's so many other shows. Full House. Remember when they went to Walt Disney World? And they had that Flintstones birthday party every time, remember. And DJ went to the prom. Yeah, one of my favorites, And Michelle met her, herself, had the twins. So I love it, And how rude. I love it. There's so many shows that I grew up with, and watching Wizards of Waverly Place. I mean, it's something like that show that premiered 2 days after my birthday that year. I love so many shows, So please let me know what are some of your favorite shows. And thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. So that all new videos come out. And these videos, and so glad that our the sun, he is coming back. So please keep checking the weather. I know that's why I'm doing it right now, because I want to make sure everything be fine. So please keep doing everything. I am fine, and please everyone stay safe. And thank you so much for if you are checking, and now awesome for all the reasons. So please stay safe, not just for the next set overview for every reason. Yes, stay safe. Thanks so much for watching. Yes, please do everything. And these videos, Harris-Kenfinity.